last year, I wrote an article about construction mansion or a bungalow back in the village, in the rural village. And there have been lots of questions from some of our clients who have been aspiring to construct houses or bungalows or mansions back at home. And the main discussion here was on whether you should construct a house, a mansion worth millions of money in the village, yet you rarely go to the village. Or maybe you only visit the village in December, 1 month out of 12. So the question that we were asking ourselves here in our last discussion in our article, that do you really need to construct a mansion worth millions in the village when you are rarely there? Our opinion was that there should be no hurry for you to construct a mansion or a bungalow back in the village if you are not yet ready to settle there. This was our discussion. If you are planning to do a home or constructing a bungalow, mansion, worth let's say 3 million averagely, and then you only visit the village in December, our question was, how will the mansion help you? The only great thing it can do you a favor is to market you to the villagers and to scare other people and to give pride to maybe your parents at the extension. However, at a personal level, you will realize that the bungalow will not help you at all. So this was our idea. If you are not yet ready to settle at home in the village, you can go for a very nice, decent, small house that you only visit once in a while. But look for a land, probably near a town, a specific town of your liking. Whether you are staying in Nairobi, whether you are staying in Mombasa, whether you are staying in Nakuru, whether you are staying in Kakamega, you can look for a plot around there. Let's say your budget was around 3 million for a mansion. The idea is you look for a plot that is worth maybe 500,000 or 1 million. And then construct a house, a decent house, whether it's a bungalow or a mansion on that plot. That mansion is convertible into liquid money in case of anything. That house can be rented out to a client and it will give you income monthly. That house can be converted into an Airbnb in case you stay in Mombasa and you constructed the house in Kakamega town. But if you do a house in the village, the house will become a nightmare to you because of the constant renovations that will be required. The idea here is that a house that has no constant tenant will always require continuous renovations. Houses like people. Houses like warmth. And if a house is not having an occupant, you'll always have mold, you'll always get it full of cockroaches, you'll always get rats eating the wires and all that. You'll always get the cobwebs getting or taking over the corners and the ceiling. Therefore, you will be required to do lots of renovation when you are not staying there than when you have someone there. The only other best thing that you can have is maybe having relatives who enjoy coming, visiting your mom or your uncles, and then they are assured of a beautiful mansion in the village that they can only stay there. So what do we say? We do not actually discourage people to construct mansions, but our idea is when you are going, maybe you are planning now to do a retirement or you are planning to move back to the village, you can construct a mansion. Or if you are someone whose job revolves around the rural areas and you're likely to be home more, let's say you're a teacher, a nurse, and you're posted near home, that is the best time to construct a mansion. But if you are far away, do not prioritize putting a mansion in the village just for prestige. So we have had questions from our clients recently on whether to continue to proceed and construct a mansion or not. One was very specific that, hi, I read about your articles last year about constructing an idle mansion in the village, and I was wondering now, should I proceed with my plan or what do I do? So we told him, We are not actually asking you not to do, but we are actually just asking you to prioritize your issues well, to know when you should put a mansion. Most people, you'll find that they tend to move back to the rurals in the late 40s, others 50s, others went on to time and time. That is the exact time you can now plan for mansion, maybe 5 to 10 years, maybe 5 to 7 years before you retire or before you fully shift to the village. That is the best time you can now start constructing a nice mansion in the village. But you are 28, you are 30, you are 35, you are hoping to be in Nairobi for the next 30 years, and here you are constructing a mansion in the village. First of all, your kids do not enjoy to stay in the village for more than 5 days. If you are on a job in Nairobi, you are only given an off of averagely the 5 days or 3 days, maybe the Christmas time. Some people even go home for holiday on 26th, 24th, 25th, 26th, they are back to the city. The mansion is back to the idle mode. Cockroaches, rats, bushes all over. Now, every time you want to come home, you engage so much renovations, corrections, taps that are broken down, whatever, ceiling that are rotten, that needs repainting, some roof leaking. So these are things you can avoid. So there are options. If you have this land that you already have a title, is yours, you bought it, you can do with it anything. But an inherited land cannot be converted into liquid cash. It can only be there as a heritage monument. Therefore, you have no need to hurry actually. You can build for your mom a very decent house that the people can praise you or praise her on your behalf. But don't hurry to put yours so that people can tell your mom or your dad how beautiful your son has done a house here, just for prestige purpose. So look in it in terms of the benefit aspect to you and your family. If something was to happen to you, like a tragedy, like losing a job, will the mansion you constructed at home 10 years ago help you in any way? No. But if you bought land in Kisumu and you build a very nice mansion on that 50 by 100 plot, there are two options here. If you lose a job in Nairobi, you can shift to Kisumu and live in that mansion as you plan yourself. You don't pay rent. Alternatively, you can continue living in Nairobi and renting out that house in Kisumu. So it will continue to give you monthly payment that can service your rent back in Nairobi. So that when you lose a job, it's not as a tragedy or a sudden shift from a high class kind of life to a totally low kind of life where you have no even the means of paying rent. So before you plan, before you think of doing some of these things, at least you look at the options, look at the things, the parameters that can help you in future. Look at the economic aspect. How will this help you? So in the end, or in conclusion, we are not actually saying don't construct, but look at the economic aspect. Life is changing. People are no longer rushing back to the village. Some of them are completely shifting and settling outside their homes, their heritage, their family land. Because sometimes the family land will take years even for you to get a document or a title. Secondly, it's not even advisable for you to sell homeland. That's why you should not hurry to do a mansion there. It should be your retirement home. So you should plan to construct maybe when you are almost shifting there. But we are not saying that you should not have something at home. Always have something. Thank you for today. I'm Victor Anand.